Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen around the world, wherever you are. Welcome to the League of Tilt, where today we are casting a game of Tryndamere, Olaf, Heimerdinger, Jinx, and Sona against Riven, Xin Zhao, Diana, Jhin, and Senna. Both teams are going to start out by fanning out. Sona's a little late to join the party, as is the Senna. Both supports are a wee bit slow, but it won't really matter. We will really just be posturing a little bit in the jungle. Don't really have point-and-click hard CC like a Morgana, no hook, Blitzcrank, so we're just going to get some deep vision. Defensive vision from the red team, offensive vision from the blue team. Olaf is recalling. Is he going to be able to get this off? Okay. Xin Zhao uses the wind becomes lightning on the turret, so he'll get off. Donger gets some free poke off. Okay, so this game, what are we looking at? We are really looking at, I think, a volatile bot lane from the red team side. Jhin Senna is very much a kill lane against two squishies without any real disengage. Until Sona hits level 6, there's really no way to stop someone from chasing her. Jhin and Senna both have so much range, so this is definitely going to come down to a massive poke war. There's also no heal bot side, which is interesting. Ignite Jinx into a range poke lane, but sure. Riven is defensively warding the enemy red buff. Olaf is starting blue side. Pretty standard clear here for both junglers, it would seem. Xin Zhao is getting a better leash because he's starting with the bot lane, so we'll see if he's able to put that speed to good use. Olaf axes and then drags this over to the Gromp. Alright, so it looks like he'll be just doing a full clear pathing downwards. Really hard to gank a Riven when you don't have any CC on your laner, so this also makes sense pathing-wise to do, because now he's going to be pathing downwards, where at least with Jinx, Sona's slow and Jinx's Chompers might be able to provide some follow-up. Riven can just like dash away as expected. Some significant trading in the bot lane, and at the moment seems to be they're getting the better of it. Both lanes pretty even, but red side does have the push, nothing surprising there. Xin Zhao also doing a Grom clear into Wolves. Looks like both junglers are at a similar stage in their clears, despite Jin's better flash, better leash. Heimerdinger getting the push in on Diana, hardly a surprise. Looks like some heavy trading on the top side of the map, but nothing that either jungle should be able to take advantage of. Tryndamere has Ghost Slash, more trading in the bot side, and an attempted gank in the mid lane, but you are trying to gank a Heimerdinger. Xin Zhao wisely flashing out, he would die otherwise, so a failed gank. The question marks pings coming in, but my friend, you walked into a stun. You walked into a stun against a Heimerdinger, you can't be doing that. So Olaf didn't need to counter gank that, he just keeps on farming. This will give him a massive advantage, because now he's one full camp up on the Xin Zhao. Failed gank really costing him. Heimerdinger was just landing poke after poke after poke. Alright. Looks like by the time Xin Zhao starts his red buff, Olaf will already have completed this. And now, as anticipated, the earlier push coming in, Olaf just ghosting in. Is he gonna die here? I think if he goes too far forward, he might just die here, but... Oh, there, and Jhin flashes out. He does go far forward, just a little too far. Chompers, not enough damage. Jhin Senna, enough heal. Jhin with the heal. Jinx without the ignite. Jinx not using the ignite. Sona not using the exhaust. Definitely misplayed by the blue side's bot lane. That has to be very disheartening for Olaf, because the entire point of this is just ghosting in. It was such a good flank angle. If the bot lane blows summoners here, this should have been a free double. Instead, Jhin gets first blood, double buffs, and the lane is already winning. Not a good look. Now the jungler has been put behind, and Tryndamere should know that Xin Zhao is topside because there's a ward. Because we saw him go up and said he hasn't shown anywhere else. But see, Xin Zhao is now so far behind still, despite both failed ganks, is because Olaf managed to complete a second-tier Gromp rotation, and he's coming in for the repeat, given that they're heavily trading in the bot side. So this might actually work out fantastically. If he makes this happen, it might... Okay, avoiding the slow and the damage, picking up the axe, hit the Senna, get the flash. He doesn't have his ulti rooted. Is he not going to get anybody? Oh, the Undertow will hit again. Ah, the reckless swing refunds the health cost, and he picks up the axe, and the Undertow gets the setup. It was a close thing, but played beautifully. If we take a look, But the replay is all about just coming in the right angle, just landing the undertoes initially, reckless swing, undertoe. Very, very easy pickup, just good map awareness. Did it almost solo killers, really, just using the skirmishing power of the Olaf. But we can see a sense of how this dynamic will completely shift once this Olaf hits level 6. Once Olaf hits level 6, he's just going to be able to walk on in and run at them. Like, the only reason that was that close is because he got rooted. But post 6, the roots are not going to matter. He can just run at them very, very quickly. They will 100% die undertow after undertow. Looks like some heavy trading in the top lane. Again, these are really just going at each other's throats, but they were so far fighting in Riven's and Trinda's minion wave, and Trinda can heal back up, so Riven definitely hurting. The only best thing Xin Zhao can do here is take a couple of camps, but actually, could Olaf have sequence bot side again? Unlikely, given that Jinx isn't really AFK, apparently? Isn't really interested in playing the game even. She's going to stand under tower AFK. Oh, flash mid lane. Just jump back a little bit. Take a look here. Oh, what happened here? Did he get... I'm guessing she got caught by... She just walks into the entire minion wave and tries to tank it up. That's why she jumps back in. What an absolute and utter misplay by the enemy Diana. Heimerdinger will absolutely punish. We even get the ignite out of her. So flash ignite, both thumbs down, and Diana. It's excellent. This ward is a very good ward. Xin Zhao now knows that Olaf was here. Olaf will realize, okay, I've been punished, my word's been taken away. Tryndamere topside was pushing, but because the Riven was so low on HP, Xin Zhao can't really challenge full HP Trinda with level 6. Heimerdinger failing the dive. So much action all over the map. Let's take a look. Oh, that's understandable. Just ulties, tries to go for it. Oh, he flashes. Oh, Diana jukes it by Luna rushing to the Heimerdinger. His slash forward is what lets him die. Very unfortunate. She should have just taken the win and just forced the Diana to back, made her lose more waves. As it is, she just gets to catch all of that back up. Very unfortunate. Bot lane looks like the blue team is still getting the worst end of the trades. Olaf looking at this Diana suspiciously. But I don't think he'll be able to do much here. Diana still has ultimate, so if Olaf gets too greedy for this because he doesn't have ultimate, he shouldn't do this. Now, Olaf should know that Xin Zhao is on the way. Okay, excellent. So Heimerdinger gets here in time. Very, very well baited. Undertow. Really nicely played. Triumph healing comes in. So waiting for the Heimerdinger to challenge them. Diana was taking her on very low. Knows he can take that fight. Tryndamere ghosting for this. For absolutely nothing more like. So if we take a look at a replay of this mid lane play one more time. So Diana's trying to bait in the Olaf, right? But then Xin Zhao says he's coming over, but Olaf knows that the Xin Zhao is here, and he knows that his Heimerdinger is here. So as soon as Xin Zhao shows up, there's no way you win this. Like, your Diana is low, and she's low on mana, and Heimerdinger has all these turrets set up, and it's an Olaf, his insane skirmishing potential. Diana did have her ulti, but she couldn't press it because she was low on mana. Very unlucky for the red team, but blue team will be very, very happy with that outcome. Heimerdinger will now get to push down more turrets, get more gold and more pressure under his belt, deny Diana more waves. More heavy trading on the bot side. It looks like Jhin wasn't really stepping up, but I feel as though if Jhin had been stepping up, this could have been a couple of easy kills. Senna getting taken very low. Xin Zhao would be looking at this. She dead? No, the root lands, but the zap slows, the exhaust comes out, she's probably dead, but Olaf is here, Ragnarok. Oh, Jhin, I don't think Jin's gonna make it. Oh, that's very unfortunate. He left the Krugs, Olaf leaves the Krugs to grab his counter gank. Senna's just going to float away with the mist. So an overzealous play by the Jhin. Once he gets exhausted, he should probably be happy with taking the summoner spell, but he tries to go for the kill, and he doesn't make it. Now Xin Zhao, looking to come over this wall. Okay, he's coming over the wall. Sona finishes, so Sona's recall gets interrupted, but she dodges the W. Maybe they can do something here. Gets knocked back. Jinx isn't auto-attacking at all. No kiting. She should just be dead here. Very unfortunate, bad positioning, plus absolutely no kiting whatsoever. That was awful. But at least they only get one kill. So they'll allow the Xin Zhao to come back a little bit, but Olaf is 3 kills up, very high kill participation, counter ganks in the mid lane, then he gets the dragon. He's definitely out jungling the Xin Zhao. More farm, more kill participation, more pressure, and he's just being able to leverage his faster clear speed and early skirmishing power much better than the Xin Zhao. So what happens next? So the next big objective that they're going to fight over should probably be this Rift Herald. Rift Heralds early on advance the state of a game very, very well, because you just get to take all of these turret plates. Diana just clearing out these minions in the mid lane, for example. Look how low mid turret is from Heimerdinger's constant pressure. If Olaf gets this Rift Herald, and he uses this Rift Herald to just puts it down mid, that's first tower of the game right away. That's a massive injection of gold into the donor. Meanwhile, Olaf is going to be taking both of these simultaneously. Undertow is also doing that. Looks like there's going to be another big fight mid lane. Well, like Diana just walks into another bomb. The bot side is resetting for the red team. Or at least support is resetting. But Diana is super low. Olaf has priority. And yeah, he's just going to use this priority to just start up the Rift Herald. It's an interesting control ward placement. But, you know, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. So he's just going to take this. Xin Zhao cannot come up to contest this. If Jin comes for this, he's just going to get killed. Yeah, Tryndamere coming in from the side, not noticing. That's absolutely massacred. The Rift Herald won't even reset, so that's just a very free pickup. Will Riven be able to accomplish anything here? Unlikely. Tryndamere is going to end up taking the eye, and he can also use that to crack open the top tower because he's had pressure on Riven for most of the game. Oh, Diana getting another close kill. Looks like the Heimerdinger got greedy again. Oh, he misses his ulti and his stun, and then he probably just walks up and Diana just lunar rushes. Yep. He misses all his abilities, and then he's not respectful of cooldown windows. He just gets massacred by Diana. Still a very close thing, because diving into Heimerdinger towers is never a joke, but he definitely should have played more respectfully. Meanwhile, we have another gank up on the top side. Now Olaf knows that Tryndamere exactly has Rift Herald, so this is the exact play. They're just going to break down this tower, and they're going to keep pushing. Cloud Drake is up, but honestly, you can just give up Cloud Drake for first try of the game. There's no way you're going to be able to catch up with this Riven. This champion has so much mobility. I'm so happy that they decreased the amount of damage that she deals, because it's not okay for her to deal as much damage as she used to be able to with the amount of mobility that she has. And is Trina going to go for this? Oh, they're going to go for this dive, but Olaf doesn't have Ragnarok. Trina should still be able to make this happen. Okay. Undying Rage, and just get Eagleson out of there. Looks like Diana is going to flash and miss the Moonlight. Meanwhile, a 3-man Sona ultimate, the Crescendo is just going to rip them apart. Jinx and Heimerdinger following. This should be another easy kill. The Xin Zhao getting the resets, getting excited. The zap will land. Jinx running forward, but Senna healing up with the Piercing Shadow. And that will be the end of that play. So they get the dragon, but at what cost? They lose 2. They lose a kill on the top side. Well, it was technically a 1-for-1 trade, but just so much more denied from the Riven, who's already behind. And this top tier tower, tier 2, almost has no HP whatsoever. Plus, they get bot lane pressure, and Jinx gets the kills equally. Now, Diana is trying to roam down off of that play, because bot lane didn't reset. They're getting greedy for the plates. Is she going to be able to catch up? She does have Moonfall up. Jin opens up the long-range artillery. Diana misses the Moonlight, but the Lunar Rush and the Moonfall is enough. Sona, without a Crescendo, is not going to be able to stop that from happening. So just a very free kill picked up on an overextending ADC. What's new? Meanwhile, Olaf is just ignoring all of this because he knows there's nothing important to fight over. He could come over and defend the start, but the start's not going to go down there. It's doubtful they even want to get a plate, but so just mispositions and gets killed. Olaf being there might have helped, but also might not have. Olaf hit the Jin. Yeah, he's just going to go for this. There's no way he doesn't go for this. Jin is playing disrespectfully. Yeah, there's the Ragnarok. Misses the axe. That's going to make it a close thing. Actually, he didn't stop to pick up the axe. A mechanical misplay. Oh, the root is going to land. He doesn't have the ulti, and he gets blown up. No, the greed coming in from the Olaf is not going to pay off. If he gets that kill on the Jin, it's such a good trade, but instead, he's not going to pick up the axe. He's not going to have the constant slows. He's not going to be able to kill the ultimate. Just going to get taken down. Now, maybe the amount of pressure created will eventually lead into something because they don't have summoners. He blew both summoners, so we have to keep an eye on that, especially with Sona with the Flash Crescendo. Oh, but it looks like the Jinx is already on top of it. She's auto-attacking, the rockets are landing, but it looks like Jin is just a little too fast. Meanwhile, up in topside, they're trying to 2v1 the Tryndamere. His ulti barely runs out, but that was a close thing. We've got to watch that one more time. So Tryndamere gets jumped on. He's pushed way far into enemy territory. Activates his ulti, focuses down Riven first, and then the Xin Zhao. If he had focused down one at a time, maybe, but they all tried to get away from him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have poke, as usual. So, take stock for where we are. Blue team just gives up 2 kills for trading the Xin Zhao, who's already behind, so it's not a good trade for them. But they traded for bot lane pressure. This Jinx gets a couple more turrets under her belt. A couple more turret plates under her belt. Olaf meets Diana. That's confusing to me. I feel like if he had just decided to go for that, but he had just thrown out an axe at Crab, so maybe he didn't notice the Diana until later. But Diana's just going to walk back into lane and get taken out anyway. Let's take a look at how it happens. So he gets scared of the Olaf, runs him backwards. Heimer just, he has a big turret. She jumps in, tries to moonfall him under tower, but he has the big turret. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, Olaf just going to collect Xin Zhao's bot side, given his mid lane priority. He knows he can 1v1 the Xin Zhao at this stage. He's 2 levels up because of all the extra EXP he's absorbed, all the extra waves he's pushed, all the extra objectives he's taken. He knows that Xin Zhao is up there. He's just going to land an undertow and walk on out of there. They're just a rewarding mission. Now, bot lane is a little overextended, but looks like Olaf doesn't much care for killing them. Instead, just opting to walk mid lane, take that standing gold. He can just rotate up now, protect the Tryndamere while taking the tier 2, or he can just fall back into his jungle, trusting that Trynda will be okay on his own, given that Xin Zhao is stuck mid-side, and Trynda has already demonstrated that he's more than capable of taking this Riven in a 1v1. Riven shouldn't even be looking for this, I don't think. Tryndamere is looking for the chase down, the mocking shout, and the knockups are not going to land, not going to result in anything. Trynda's just going to walk away. So, we're back to some defensive farming for the red team. Tryndamere is a battle ward. He's going to be stealing some chickens. Man's feeling like some KFC tonight. That's fine. Meanwhile, Heimerdinger doing Heimerdinger things. Xin Zhao, who's still camped mid for some reason, is going to lose out his entire chicken camp without any retribution. And the death rush. He's just gonna hit him and Gale Force away. I don't understand why though. He had his undying rage. I'm certain he would have been quite fine. Olaf finally joins the fight. Cannot be disabled. Gore Drinker healing. Tryndamere focuses down the Diana. Olaf gets the Riven. And the ghost resets from the Tryndamere. Xin Zhao is going to go down. He can't make it out. An absolute massacre for throwing the axe into river. But let's check this replay. Let's check how this play started. So Olaf and Heimerdinger are here. They're joining the Tryndamere. Tryndamere finally decides to turn on Ghost and fight. And then Olaf's ulti, he heals up for so much. And then they just focus 2 different targets. The stun lands on the Riven, and then from this stage there's no getting out. The mocking shout was slow. He would have died anyway. Tries to dash back in for the hero play, but just doesn't have enough. Olaf is going to turn that into a missed undertow and a Rift Herald topside. Meanwhile, some more trading on the bot lane, but this is not relevant at the moment. If they can't turn this into Dragon, because if Sona and Jinx, even if they die here, the Senna ulti, the long range artillery, that's a double. That's a double. Super Mega Death Rocket. Actually, Senna's going to get it with the Mist's Embrace. Senna's actually quite strong now. She has almost 60 souls. And the Jin, item-wise, the Jin after this back will be able to complete his first item. But look on the red side, the primary damage dealers on the red side, the Heimerdinger, the Olaf, and the Tryndamere, they are all sitting on an item and then some. So Olaf takes down the Rift Herald. Xin Zhao is going to grab this Infernal with his bot lane prio. There's not much that can be done about that. Like I said, this was only going to be relevant if they were able to turn it into something, and they clearly can. Unless Heimerdinger shows up here. He definitely has the damage to one-shot the Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao doesn't have his Crest. Actually, Xin Zhao doesn't have Crescent Guard up, so he can't even negate the damage. But Heimerdinger's not going to go for the Xin Zhao. He's trying to go for the Diana, which I think is a big misplay. Heimerdinger should definitely have taken that fight Olaf cannot be disabled. Jin Zhao, no flash. Crescent Guard's not going to knock away the Olaf. This is just, oh, this is sad. Oh, Diana trying to come in. Axe, nope. Riven, a new challenger appears. More fights. Will we have the Gold Drinker come up in time? No, no. Okay, but he does get the kill. Now, Jin, no, that was hard to watch. He flashes into the crescendo, and Senna has no choice but to flash her with the Super Mega Death Rocket. It'll almost take him out. Not quite. Will they be able to chase him down? Jinx flashes forward, the rocket lands, but the zap misses, and Senna, with a piercing shadow on the turret, will make it out to safety. Run, run, little mist woman, run. Okay, so much happened there. Let's run it back a little. This play starts with Olaf trying to set down the Rift Herald. They're trying to take the Diana, but Diana flashes out of danger. Now, Olaf still has the Rift Herald. He can be disabled, turns on the Ragnarok, throws the first undertow between the goalposts, fighting the Jin Zhao, MVCC'd, easy kill, right? And Diana comes in, gets a 3-man moonfall, and then Sona Crescendo goes through, but then Riven comes in, splits up the fight. Olaf doesn't have the healing to go through, and then Jin and Senna on the side burst down the Olaf, but then actually it wasn't the Sona Crescendo which was used earlier, it was the Heimerdinger bomb, and then this long chase down that doesn't result in anything. So once again, red team will get a dragon, but this flash right here, but at what cost? They lose 4 kills. They trade 4 for 1. They've already given up the Rift Herald, so there was already a trade of objectives. They're not stacking Soul, because Olaf got the first Drake. Trade 4 for 1 and Rift Herald for a Dragon, that's definitely not worth it. So the top lane tier 2 is gone. Mid lane tier 1 is gone. Bot lane tier 1 is the only one standing. So this Rift Herald that Olaf is carrying right now is going to be very high value. Like Tryndamere, Jinx, and Sona right now, before the enemy team can get into position, might even be able to knock down this tower without needing the Rift Herald. Jinx deals so much damage to structures. So that is the entire line of outers down. Looks like meanwhile Tryndamere is just trying to pop up. He's just not even going to ulti at flash yet. Ulti just didn't have kill force, but really like should have died there. It's okay. Trading a shutdown for solo turret gold on the Jinx. Hopefully that will allow her to scale up and deal the big boy DPS. Zap misses. Jinx is gonna go for this. She's walking away from her Sona. Just stand still and auto attack. Sona didn't even have the crescendo for the flash crescendo, but Jinx just giving up. More free gold for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Olaf and Sona is a deadly combination. If Olaf decides to just run here, the movement speed, the Ragnarok can be rooted. Cut them down. And the crescendo will land. Easy undertow. Dead. He'll pick up this axe. Will the undertows connect on the Diana? This is very academic. Barely misses, actually. The next one will hit. He's going for this. Okay. That's not... Should have kept running, little girl. Should have kept running. There's just nothing you can do. Tries to move on under the tower, but between Sona and Olaf, there's so much healing. Olaf has a completed Gold Drinker and a dead stance. He heals so much after each kill. He's full HP after that fight. It's a little ridiculous. Not much to see there in the replay. We can definitely be taking a look. This is just very easy. Just Olaf. Bot lane overstaying, turning on the Ragnarok, can be disabled. Sona landing the ulti, crescendo, they're just chasing down. And then here, later on, as we see, Diana just gonna try and come back in, try and get the moonfall, and it's just not gonna happen. We did have Riven trying to rotate to the fight, but Heimerdinger with his poke and long range flower is driving her off. So just nothing doing, just absolutely nothing that the red team can do in this position. Olaf, when he's this far ahead, either Olaf or Tryndamere, with a Sona backing them up at this point, can probably solo the entire enemy red team. So despite a slightly disappointing start and a failed early gank that resulted in a death and a couple of misplaces resulted in more deaths, this game has completely been turned around. It's like those kills just didn't matter. Blue team is pushing inhibitor turret at 20 minutes with the Rift Herald. With an 8k goal lead, 8,500 goal lead. Jinx is just messing with the Riven. So you know it's always a good sign when your ADC isn't afraid to tussle with the enemy bruiser. Oh, but she's going to actually jump over the chompers. Jinx is caught. Tryndamere gale forcing forward. Super Mega Death Rocket. Tryndamere turns on his ultimate at more than half HP. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Oh, so much action. So, while all of that was happening mid lane, while Jinx was busy trying to get caught in the mid lane, this chase down is happening. Heimerdinger, Olaf, and Sona continue to land the poke with the repeated undertows and the missiles and the rockets. Now, Olaf is going for a flank all the way around. He's going for the long way around, but at this point, Heimerdinger would watch this ulti. And that ulti in a straight line, you do not stand still against a Heimerdinger. Olaf had all of them, even if the Dinger doesn't do that, but then Dinger did do that, and now it's just, they're all dead. Olaf is actually running low of mana. He doesn't have a tier, he doesn't have presence of mind, so he can't actually continue this for too much longer. That's fine, he'll just fall back into the jungle, he'll take the Gromp, and that'll probably give him the mana to take this fight. Oh, looks like someone's going to get caught. Riven with the flash stun on the Heimerdinger, but the Zhonya's, Trinimir's here, can he deal the damage? Diana's Moonlight will miss! Trinimir with the flash and another missile to take him out, so that looked like that engage could have gone well, but ended up just not happening. So let's watch this after Olaf decides to leave and heal up because he has no mana. Diana comes back, realizes that she has Moonfall, tries to jump in on them, activates her shield for no good purpose, and then jumps in, gets the shutdown on the Sona, but this Zhonya's from the Heimerdinger butt has so much time. She actually jumps in just as the shield is about to expand against the shield. She doesn't take immediate return fire, but Riven, despite her mobility, cannot keep up with the flash in the long range. Senna ult barely misses the Heimerdinger. Actually, even if that had hit, because he had double buff, it's questionable whether he would have died there. And Jinx, because Trinda had stepped in to save her, doesn't even die for all of that. So this just ends up working even more in the favor of the blue team. The rich get richer. Now we're sitting on a 10,000 gold lead. Olaf is not recalling. He can do whatever his heart desires. At this stage, he's sitting on so much gold, and he already has so many items. Just watch this buy. Look. Completes the full Sterix gauge. You thought he was unkillable before. wait now. Jhin isn't even the ADC with the best scaling in the game to cut through the Olaf's front lining. So if the Olaf just runs at the Jhin as he's been doing for the first half of this game, it's not going to go well. Meanwhile, the team decides that they're strong enough to start up Baron. Red team, let's take a look at this from Red team's perspective, right? They have no idea this is happening. They think maybe the dude's going to go to Dragon because they see Jinx going to Dragon. And in fact, Olaf is here to contest the Drake. They have no idea that the Baron is happening. So this is just a free Baron while they pretended to have a Dragon contest. They split them up and they can just use their lead and their insane damage. So when he use that spite, and is he going to run in? Of course he's going to run in. What do I mean? Is he going to? Just going to dive their backline, undertow connects. You're going to fight the Jin Zhao, Gold Drinker stays very healthy. Just 1v3ing the backline. Jin has nowhere to run to. This is not going to matter. He's going to get caught. Heimerdinger with the long range barrages is going to catch up to him. Meanwhile, topside, looks like we had another big trade. So let's look back at this fight here. Let's look at from where this is Heimerdinger and Sona are joining. So we saw Olaf 1v3. Now Jinx is free firing on the side. Diana jumps in with the Moonfall. Absolutely one-shots the Jinx, but then gets stunned by the Heimerdinger. Meanwhile, that's all that could get done because neither Jin or Jin Zhao can follow up because they're getting destroyed by Olaf. Meanwhile, topside, Trinity and Ruin are just hard trading, failing the hop. But this is irrelevant. This is just not going to matter. It's just a bunch of heavy trade of ultimates. Trinda's going to go back. He's going to reset and come back onto the map. Meanwhile, Olaf is going to use this Baron buff in their base. Just going to be proxying waves. Heimerdinger's pushing in mid lane. He's taking, looks like the Senna DC'd or Rage Quit. Not certain which. Okay, looks like it's just a DC. They're going to get the mid lane in him now. A 13,000 goal lead. This is a little ridiculous. These are the games you would think would be unthrowable. Given the way this has been going so far, it should be very unthrowable, given that the Olaf and the Trinity have been playing smart and not just throwing away shutdowns, giving away their leads. But you never know. This is bronze. These things do in fact happen. But it looks like that's not going to be a problem. Looks like that's not going to be a risk. Olaf is just going to group up with his team. And we're just going to use our Baron buff to push down other lanes. Now, bot lane wave is not in position because Jinx keeps dying. Now, she's probably going to farm Olaf's bot side because Olaf is taking everything from the top side. Now, this isn't, even though she's behind and she's inting, so still fine because they now get to soak in all of the experience on the map because all of this will respawn at the same time and they'll get all of it again. So because the rest of her team has this, okay, Sona is just getting caught on the top side, but I am not trapped in here with you. You are trapped in here with me. Tryndamere, glowing, undying, Olaf, unstoppable. These juggernauts will not be silenced today. Let's take a look at this. Int or bait, you decide. Red team has no vision except for these few guys because of this ward. They know they're all grouped up here. Now Sona comes in. This is a highly questionable flank from Diana. She jumps in on the Sona. She gets an ulti on one person. You can't expect to win the fight like that. You have to get at least a 5-man. And the rest of it is just academic. Olaf and Tryndamere decide their leads are enough to just run it down. So it's just very fruitless engage. Their ADC wasn't even in the fight. He's just tilting bot lane. I mean, he will take out the Jinx with a curtain call. So yes, better ADC, but better ADC does not mean better game. Well played, blue team. Absolutely dominating, ending the game with a 15,000 goal lead. Absolute masterclass in how to generate a lead and apply pressure and just stick to it. Couple of early mistakes. Early game looked sloppy from the mid laner and from the jungler. Both of them just getting a little too greedy under turret. But for the most part, they recognized their powers well and they just went forward with it. Tryndamere also having an excellent game, pushing back the river multiple times. So the top side of the map really just doing all of the heavy lifting. Sona didn't need to do much, really. As soon as the map was freed up and she could just help the uber-fed diver, runner, juggernaut thingies, the berserkers, is I suppose the only real description for this class. The berserkers, just supporting them was all she needed to do. So if we take a look at the overview, look at that goal graph. Almost at no stage did blue team fall behind. They knew very well, excellent identification of how to take objectives, how to keep pushing waves, how to keep throwing their lead, how to keep threatening, keep accelerating that goal lead, and eventually push the game forward. If we take a look at the graphs, Olaf and Heimerdinger dealing most amount of damage. Tryndamere was mostly just pushing in sides, absorbing pressure, even though he showed up in that last fight. Mostly his job wasn't just dealing in massive team fights. That was mostly the Olaf and the Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger poke obviously massive. Olaf tanking up so much damage. Xin Zhao tanked up a lot more, but he died a lot more too. Damage to objectives is a little ridiculous, just perfect objective control. And if I take a look at the runes, the Olaf, runes just doing work. Approach velocity, we saw how key this was, how well he was able to run people down. So overall, just an absolutely clinical game of using early game skirmishing power and punishing over-pushing lanes to generate leads that just run away with the game. Pleasure to watch. Hopefully you all enjoyed that video. Hopefully you all learned something from it, from that game. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Peace.